years from now, in a blink of an eye, you're gonna be like, "What the hell?" You're gonna be saying the same thing too. It's gonna be really funny. Hopefully I'm still streaming here so I can laugh at you when that happens. I'll be back, guys. Give me a second. I'll put on a documentary here and we'll go from there. I'll try to do space news, and I don't know. We'll try to do something after space news. We do have Hunt the Streamer tonight, I think. I'm pretty damn sure. So, DJ's Space and Rocket Review. Let me find something here to watch. Wait, why 5 years to laugh at serious? Good point. I'm trying to find something here. See if there's a good JPL documentary. Here's a chill video for the intermission. Okay. This is a stream of cats. No. Trying to find something here. Give me a moment. You adopted your cats for them? Yeah, you would have cats. You know what? I'll put it on Remarkable Flying Machine because we can. All right, I'll be back in a second, guys.
Sunday, April 12th, 1981. Kennedy Space Center, Florida. The Space Shuttle. 14 stories high, 2,000 tons, poised on the pad for its maiden flight. This is Columbia, the spaceship that will orbit the Earth. Its external tank. It holds over 500,000 gallons of fuel for Columbia's 3 main engines. And the solid rocket boosters, the largest ever used on any launch vehicle and the first to be employed in a U.S. manned flight. At liftoff, the solid rocket boosters, together with the 3 main engines, will unleash more than 6.5 million pounds of thrust needed to launch the world's first reusable spacecraft. Never before has a winged vehicle been launched like a rocket, orbited the Earth, returned through frictional heating in excess of 2,500 degrees, and landed, still aerodynamically sound, to be launched again and again. If it succeeds, the space shuttle will truly be a remarkable flying machine. There are many other goals to be reached during the 54.5-hour mission that lies ahead. 144 test objectives are planned for the flight. These objectives could not be achieved without an astronaut crew. The commander, John Young. The pilot, Robert Crippen. Young has already been in space 4 times for a total of 533 hours. He is the most experienced astronaut flying today. Although Crippen has over 4,000 hours of jet aircraft flying time, this will be his first time in space. The astronauts make their way across the access arm toward the shuttle in the pre-dawn hours before launch. An American spaceship has never carried a human crew on its maiden voyage. At the Launch Control Center, 3 miles from the pad, final steps are being completed in the countdown. Final preparations are also being made in the Mission Control Center in Houston, where control of the flight will switch once the shuttle clears the tower. There has not been a manned launch from Kennedy Space Center since the Apollo-Soyuz test project in July of 1975. With this launch, Young and Crippen, launch controllers at the Cape, and flight controllers in Houston will experience the most dynamic, fast-paced series of launch events ever undertaken in the space program, all in less than 9 minutes. The most challenging ascent profile ever to be flown by a space vehicle. Photographers, film and television crews, plus newspaper and magazine writers from around the world, nearly 2,700 of them are here to cover the launch. In addition, approximately 600,000 spectators line the coastal area near the Kennedy Space Center. Arriving by every mode of transportation, they have come from every state in the Union and many foreign countries. The promise of a rebirth in America's manned space program and the dawn of a new era in space transportation awaits.
14, 13, T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We've gone for main engine start.
Roger, roll.
The roll will put the shuttle on its precise heading toward an imaginary target in space.
Roll program complete.
Roger, roll complete.
Get a status. Vital. Go. Booster. Go. GNC. Go. Eagle. Go. Go at 40, Capcom.
Columbia, Houston, you're go at 40.
The shuttle is now 40 seconds into flight.
Roger, Columbia, on the nice ride. You're lofting a little bit. You'll probably be slightly high at staging.
Negative seats.
Columbia, you're negative seats.
Should anything go wrong, the shuttle is now too high for the astronauts to use their ejection seats.
Columbia, you're go for SRB step.
We see SRB step flight. Roger, on a step. 103 converge flight. Yeah. Capcom, let's tell them all the calls are going to be a tad early because of the hot first stage.
Columbia, you're looking a little hot. All your calls will be a little early.
Okay. Yeah, map looks good here.
Stand by, press to MECO.
Columbia, stand by, press to MECO.
Mark it.
Marked, press for MECO.
Roger, press for MECO.
The shuttle can now continue toward MECO, main engine cutoff.
They like the VAP, Eagle. ECOM. Let's go, flight. Capcom, VAPs go. Stand by, negative return.
Columbia, stand by for negative return.
Mark it.
Marked, negative return. And your VAP is good.
Outstanding. Sure is, we can confirm it. What a view.
And single engine rota flight.
And Columbia, your single engine rota.
Columbia can land safely at the Naval Air Station in Rota, Spain, even if 2 of the 3 main engines should fail. Right now, the engines are generating over 42 million horsepower.
MECO 25, up at 220.
Roger, MECO. And we got MECO confirmed. MECO
Roger,
confirmed,
Columbia,
and it's
MECO.
right on the money, nominal.
Main engine cutoff. Columbia is now in space, traveling over 18,000 miles per hour.
Okay, we got set.
Roger, we confirm the step, Columbia.
The external tank has just been jettisoned and is now falling away from the shuttle back toward Earth. The tank will break up as planned over the Indian Ocean when it comes into contact with the atmosphere. Shortly, by firing the OMS, Orbital Maneuvering System engines, Columbia will achieve orbit. Then one of the most important tests of the mission will be attempted, opening the payload bay doors. The doors must be opened before the end of the 6th orbit to expose the space radiator cooling system. If the radiators cannot be exposed, heat collected from the onboard electronics cannot be released, and the astronauts will have to return home. The OMS burns are successful. Columbia is now in orbit, circling the Earth at an altitude of approximately 150 miles. The payload bay doors will now be opened.
Okay, the port door's coming open now.
Roger, copy.
Well, you're missing one fantastic sight. Boy, that is really beautiful out there.
We appreciate those updates.
Both doors have been opened. The radiators can be deployed to begin dissipating the heat.
The doors are all opened up and hunky-dory. Glad to deploy it right on time.
And the radiators look good.
Okay, we want to show you our own pods here. We do have a few tile missing off of both of them. Off of the starboard pod, 3 tile and some smaller pieces, and off the port pod, looks like I see one full square and looks like a few little triangular shapes that are missing, and we're trying to put that on TV right now.
Roger, Crip, we can see that good.
From what we can see of both wings, tops and leading edges, though, all those are fully intact.
Within minutes, an assessment is completed on the impact these missing tiles could have on the remainder of the mission. At a news conference later in the day, Flight Director Neil Hutchison answers questions from reporters.
But you asked me if I knew where there were any other tiles that might be loose. The answer is no. And quite frankly, we're not worried about any other tiles being loose.
At this writing, is there anything at all that would lead you to say you might not go for a full duration mission?
Nothing.
Columbia, Houston, you guys did so good, we're going to let you stay up there for a couple of days. Your gopher on orbit.
Spacecraft wants to go for on orbit. This thing is just performing just outstanding.
Roger, we agree with that. And Columbia, Houston, just for your information, you dropped those SRBs right on target, and they were floating just the way they ought to be, and the boats were getting ready to fish them and bring them back.
Okay. The ride that they gave us was pretty neat.
The solid rocket boosters, which separated from the Columbia as planned 2 minutes 11 seconds into the flight, landed on target in the Atlantic Ocean, 151 miles downrange from the launch site. After being towed back to Kennedy Space Center, both boosters will be refurbished and used again in a future shuttle flight. The third and fourth Ohms burns are also successful, raising Columbia's orbit to an altitude of approximately 172 miles. For the first television transmission from inside the spacecraft, the crew will give a status report on the mission.
The flight so far has gone as smooth as it could possibly go. We've done every test that we're supposed to do, and we're up on the timeline, and the vehicle has just been performing beautifully, much better than anyone ever expected to do on a first flight, and no systems are out of shape. And it's delightful up here in zero gravity, might add. Of course, we owe this to a lot of people, and we certainly want to thank everyone who has helped get this thing airborne, and can take great pride in it's doing so well right now. Okay, we're switching over to the aft camera here. Yeah, I'd like to echo John's words as I usually do. I guess being the so-called rookie on this flight, I had a thrill from the moment of liftoff all the way up to what we're doing now. It's really been super. The spacecraft has worked as advertised all the way along. I think we've got something that's really going to mean something to the country and the world. This vehicle is performing like a champ, like all of us that have worked so long on it knew that you would.
Okay, sir, we appreciate those comments.
I guess that does it.
That was a good time, and I think you must have practiced. We're just about to lose your ghost song.
Just accident.
Just accident, says Robert Crippen. None of the other events of the day have been accidental. Every test, liftoff, SRB separation and recovery, ET separation and impact, 4 Ohms burns, payload bay door latch opening and closing tests, radiator latch deploy and stowing tests have all been successful.
I guess we owe you guys one super attaboy for today. This is fantastic. You worked through a pretty long, hard day, and you're essentially right on schedule, which is going to be close to being a first sort of spaceflight biz, I think, for first day activities. It's sure been fun working with you today, and we look forward to seeing you in the morning. I hope you get a good night's rest.
Okay, you guys did super work today. See you mañana.
Roger, thank you. See you tomorrow, guys.
Well, many hours went into this thing. A job well done by the shuttle space team. We can't say that she's sleek and lean, but I'll tell you right now, she's a mean machine. The Columbia, not the kind you smoke. This here's a bird.
Morning, Columbia. Welcome to day 2.
All right. Appreciate that super wake-up music this morning. Well, we sure enjoyed it. This one a good breakfast.
Today, the astronauts will test onboard systems and also review procedures for tomorrow's landing. A test of the flight control system is conducted by John Young. The flight control system operates Columbia's aerosurfaces, the elevons, body flaps, rudder, and speed brake. These surfaces are useless in the vacuum of space, but will be essential tomorrow when the shuttle lands. This will require precision maneuverability, which the aerosurfaces provide. Payload bay door cycling tests help ensure that latching and closing procedures can also be done before entry tomorrow. As with every mission, many pictures of the Earth are taken by the astronauts. Over 500 on this first shuttle flight. Active volcanoes, cloud formations, alluvial fans, giant whirlpools over 15 miles in diameter, sand dunes 1,500 feet high, running unbroken for hundreds of miles. The high Himalayas, where mountain peaks reach 24,000 feet. And one of the most remarkable space photographs ever taken of the Earth, an area in Iran exposed to wind erosion, which has resulted in these breathtaking silt and sandstone formations that look more like a painting than a desert. After lunch on the second day, the astronauts receive a phone call from the Vice President of the United States, George Bush.
How's it going up there? Everything rocking along all right?
Spaceship is just performing beautifully.
Well, it's great, and everybody views it, I'm sure, just as the forerunner of great things to come. I think your trip is just going to ignite the excitement and the forward thinking from this country, so I really just wanted to call up and wish you the very best.
We certainly appreciate it, Mr. Vice President.
The crew also don and check out the ejection suits they will wear during entry. Young, Crippen, and Columbia pass every test. They are ready for the final phase of the mission, entry and landing. April 14th, 1981. NASA's Dryden Flight Research Center on the edge of Rogers Dry Lake Bed in California. A recovery convoy of 24 vehicles and more than 100 personnel are assembling here to power down Columbia after landing. Enormous crowds are also beginning to arrive. A string of traffic 6 miles long waits to enter the base. Thousands more are already here. Close to 500,000 people will eventually be on hand to see the landing. On board, the astronauts suit up for entry. The ascent and orbital phases of the mission have gone extremely well. Now the final phase must be completed. Before that begins,
Columbia, you have a go for payload bay door closing.
the doors, which have been open a total of 47 hours during the flight, must now be closed. Then, using the RCS thrusters, Columbia will maneuver into deorbit burn attitude, head down and backwards, fire the OMS engines one last time, and descend into the Earth's atmosphere.
Nice and easy does it, John. We're all riding with you.
Columbia is out of contact during the OMS burn. Mission Control will not know if this burn was successful until they are in communication with the spacecraft over Australia. It is now over the Indian Ocean on the other side of the world, but from that distance the burn must be precise so that later Columbia will hit the lake bed target in California.
Columbia, this is Houston through Yargady. We're standing by.
Burn was on time at nominal residual 110.
Columbia is now committed to entry. With an RCS post-burn maneuver and several firings, it is oriented to a heads-up, nose-first attitude headed toward entry interface. This is where the atmosphere begins, at approximately 400,000 feet. From that moment until the shuttle reaches 165,000 feet, it will be in communication blackout, out of touch with mission control for almost 20 minutes. The landing site is almost 4,400 miles from entry interface. Chase planes are preparing to take off. One will call out altitudes and check Columbia for any damage just prior to landing. When the shuttle touches down here, it will be traveling at 216 miles per hour. Right now it's going more than 17,000 miles per hour. Before it lands, it must slow down, lose energy, and it must survive the intense heat caused by traveling through the atmosphere at such a high rate of speed. Several S-turns or roll reversals are used to slow down and maneuver Columbia through the atmosphere. This one is done at 256,000 feet when it is traveling at more than 26 times the speed of sound. This one is done at 208,000 feet. During these two roll reversals, entry heating is most severe, with temperatures reaching 2,500 degrees some places on the vehicle. The aluminum skin will melt at 320 degrees. The silicate tiles must insulate the vehicle from the tremendous heat. Since there is no test facility on Earth to simulate the aerodynamic and structural environment Columbia is in right now, only calculations could be used to predict what would happen during this phase of the flight. The predictions and calculations had to be right.
Hello there, Houston, Columbia's here.
Hello, Columbia. Houston's here. How do you read?
Flying clear, and we're doing Mach 10.3 at 180 AS.
And we couldn't agree more, John. Your state vector's good. We've got good data in-house.
Okay.
The entry trajectory, velocity, and position look good. Columbia is heading for home, now only 470 miles away.
More left RCS, but okay.
Right, we're showing a roll. And John, we're showing you rolling right. Looking good.
Right, normal roll.
We're showing him crossing the coastline flag.
Columbia, we show you crossing the coast now.
Right, yeah. We can come.
The shuttle is first sighted at about 100,000 feet with a long-range camera from Anderson Peak, California.
What a way to come to California.
In flight photo, I still look perfect right on the nominal.
Roger that. Out of 112K, 4.8 Mach.
We're seeing this in a row.
We see Del as 21 degrees.
A roll reversal is done over Bakersfield, California.
Oh, that's beautiful. Chase has a tally. Roger, checking.
And we're seeing 1.3 Gs coming around the hat.
Roger that.
The astronauts are making the final turn to line up with the runway.
Columbia, you're really looking good. Right on the money. Right on the money. And turning on to final, your winds on the surface are calm.
I kind of win.
You're right on the glide slope, Columbia.
Yeah, clear, John. Looks real good on the news. Everything looks real good.
Chase reports no tile or other damages evident underneath the shuttle. Columbia's altitude is now just over 5,000 feet.
Pretty clear.
Without power, Columbia must land. It cannot make another attempt.
They're coming. They're down. Feet. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Those gears, come. 5, 4, 3, touchdown. Look off, skipper. Columbia's on the roller.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful.
You want us to take it up in the hangar, Joe?
We're going to dust it off first.
This is the world's greatest all-electric flying machine, I'll tell you that. It was super.
Okay, convoy's on its way.
Convoy on. We'll stop on the Columbia. We'll stop.
The maiden voyage of Columbia has been a success. The astronauts and the vehicle have met or exceeded all 144 flight test objectives. The integrity of all the systems, propulsion, avionics, structural, flight control, power, and thermal, have been affirmed. John Young's comments after returning home.
I can't tell you what a tribute that is to the American working man and the American working woman, too. You can't imagine the variety of people who worked on this vehicle, from all walks of life, all capabilities and limitations. It's all due to their individual efforts. They proved that they can do the job. They proved it for the world to see. And I'm mighty proud to be associated with folks like that.
What a tribute indeed. The Columbia represents an achievement in aerospace technology and development never before realized in the history of manned spaceflight. It is our basic building block for the future.
It's what we've been trying to do for the last 10 years. We've got a vehicle with a payload performance that will allow us to do that, much cheaper than we've been able to do it before. It will immeasurably improve the defensive capability of the country. It will help develop space science and technology. When we get operational, the space shuttle will be able to do in 5 to 10 years what it would have taken us 20 to 30 years to do otherwise. We couldn't do it if we didn't have the space shuttle and that payload capability. And the sooner we do those things, the better off the country's going to be.
A revolutionary new era in space transportation has just begun. Routine access to space. Welcome to the future.
Hey guys, can I watch the landing? Just I need to see the landing. Just this part right here. Just this part right here. Right here.
They're coming.
You're down.
You're down.
Beardston, you went to KSC? It's pretty cool, huh?
50 feet. 40. 30. 20.
Of course, Nora. Yeah.
5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Touchdown.
Yeah, they made a lot of changes to the shuttle. Actually, STS-1 was very much a test flight. And they learned a lot of stuff about what needed to be like beefed up, where the thermal protection system needed to be beefed up, or where it could be taken away. They used everything that they learned from Columbia's first 4 missions to build Challenger. Challenger to Columbia is very much what like Falcon 9 1.0 to Falcon 9 1.1 is. It is a substantial upgrade. Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour are all based off... Well, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour are all based off of the upgrades that were figured out from Columbia. Columbia was heavy, very heavy. The thermal protection system was way over-engineered because they had to fly it and it had to be right on the first try, right? So when they figured out that was right, they also figured out a bunch of places where they could, like make the tiles a little bit thinner, a bunch of places where you don't need as much structure, right? And they made Columbia off of that. Not Columbia, they made Challenger based off of that. Challenger actually had, so Columbia has like 33,000 tiles. Challenger had 28,000. They literally took 5,000, they nicked 5,000 tiles off the design, and that saved a ton of weight. And once again, every subsequent shuttle, Discovery, Atlantis, and ultimately the shuttle that replaced Challenger, Endeavour, they're all based off of Challenger's design. Yeah, they're all copies of Challenger. So Discovery and Enterprise, or not Discovery, Columbia and Enterprise are like Shuttle 1.0. Challenger, Discovery, Atlantis, and Endeavour are like Shuttle 1.1. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did it lose tiles on its side? You guys got to understand that the shuttles did lose tiles, but they didn't lose tiles from re-entry. Through re-entry, the tiles worked fine. They still work fine, except in a couple of different scenarios, like on STS-27, for instance, where an SRB nose cone exploded on the way up and brushed the shuttle's thermal protection system. That caused tiles to fall off. But the re-entry heat never really causes tiles to fall off. What causes them to fall off is flying into a humid atmosphere. Water turned out to be a solvent for the adhesive that they're using to adhere the tiles to the aluminum skin of the shuttle. Basically, during re-entry, the glue gets heated up so it gets soft, right? And then flying into a humid atmosphere or a humid place like Florida, right? All the tiles just fall off. They would fall off after re-entry. That was the problem with the tiles, because they were using an adhesive attachment system. So, I know what people are going to ask next. So, okay, well, what happened to the Columbia then? Columbia didn't lose a tile. It lost a leading edge. Differences. Way different. Reinforced carbon-carbon, which was the shuttle's leading edge, shuttle's wing leading edges and the nose cones. Those are the hottest parts of the shuttle during re-entry, at the fronts of the wings and at the very front of the nose cone. You can see it on Columbia right there. See? Right there and right there. So they lost a little bit of that on Columbia, unfortunately. And, yeah. That one's just a freak accident. But, yeah, it is what it is. I hope Starship doesn't have the same problem. Well, Starship, for one, they're bolting tiles, they're attaching tiles to stainless steel. Part of the reason why the tiles and the glue got so heated up is because the shuttle's frame is made out of aluminum. Aluminum is really, really good at absorbing heat and spreading it around. It's not very good at holding heat because aluminum melts at a very low temperature comparatively to like steel, for instance. So what happens is like the shuttle would be going through re-entry, right? The nose would get really, really hot, and the wings would get really, really hot, and then the whole frame of the shuttle would get hot. All of it. Because, like I said, aluminum is very good at absorbing heat and spreading it around. Right? So, like, if you have a block of aluminum, right, and you had a blowtorch blowing on one side, the whole thing would get hot. If you had steel, right, and you put a blowtorch to it, only the area where the blowtorch is blowing is going to get really, really freaking hot. Yeah, I think that's called heat flux, if I'm remembering right. So, more for the shuttle disasters, maybe sick to your stomach. Yeah, Beardston, A. Atlantis and the whole shuttle pavilion at KCVC is very, very tastefully done. It really made me happy going in there. I would be remiss if I didn't get a little teary-eyed when I walked through there. It hurts. It freaking hurts, especially since I know the reasons why those happened. Not because I have any special knowledge. I've read the accident investigation reports. I know why they happened, and they're just, at the end of the day, it just seems like really stupid freaking reasons, you know? But then again, you know, the flip side of that is that they're really stupid reasons, but it's, you know, in the case of Columbia, no one was saying anything until it happened. That's how you know it wasn't like... That's how you know it was just a freak accident. Columbia, dude, I will say this to this day. If Columbia waits a day and launches the next day in February of 03, it flies and it makes it home. Columbia's sitting in a museum right now. You could fly a shuttle 1,000 more times and that would never, ever, ever happen. Just a freak accident. It's like Sully when he took the A320 off and had a flame out on both engines at the exact same time during the absolute worst time. You could take 1,000 planes off that same runway in those same conditions every single time. Nothing that would never happen. You wouldn't have the plane land in the Hudson, like, you know, and have all the passengers survive. It's like a 1 in a million thing, or 1 in a bajillion thing. Like I said, they could launch 1,000 more shuttles. They launch a shuttle every day. That would never happen. Just the circumstances that made the foam come off were just weird freak circumstances. Like it's just one of those things that you couldn't predict. Now, Challenger, on the other hand, is a little bit annoying because they knew the problems before they happened and then just ignored the problem and said it'll be fine and then lost 7 people because they ignored the problem. That's really annoying. All glory to the shuttles, but they're like Grandpa's old Buick. It's a great design, Sky Captain. You guys got to remember. Look. All right, see this thing? See that thing right there?
Or other damage is evident underneath the...
Consider... So this was in 1981. April 1981. Consider that 6 years prior, all right? 6 years prior, people are launching and landing in capsules out in the ocean and going and being picked up by a ship and then, you know, like, recovered by the ship and come home on the aircraft carrier. Blah. That's what people were doing up until the Apollo-Soyuz test project in 1975. Okay? Then comes along this thing. All right? The technological meta difference between an Apollo spacecraft and that is unbelievable. You guys got to remember, not only did NASA crank this thing out in less than 10 years, right? That's a first attempt. That is a first attempt at a reusable launch vehicle. It's a first attempt. It's pretty damn good for a first attempt, if I do say so myself. That's pretty freaking good. Like, come on, man. They cranked out this thing? Dude, the Apollo CSM can fit inside the payload bay almost with the LEM. That's ridiculous. Like, and then SpaceX came along and nailed it. Well, yeah, of course, my boat. Nice. Like, this was that's a first attempt at a reusable spacecraft. That's pretty freaking good for a first try. It's pretty damn good. I mean, dude, look at that thing. What? Like that? You went from the Apollo to that in less than a decade? That's pretty damn impressive. Yeah, Beardson, you learn. You learn from those mistakes, you understand why they happen, and you move on, or else those deaths are in vain. It's not worth it. It's not worth jarring about. Use it as an opportunity to learn and understand why we do spaceflight the way that we do, and keep going. I'm fairly confident, and I don't speak for them, but I'm fairly confident the deceased astronauts, that's probably what they'd want. I could say that with reasonable confidence. Nice stream. Thanks. Amir, I appreciate it. Imagine where we could have been. Yeah. If they had just listened, that means NASA was pushing. They were pushing to make the shuttle reliable. They were pushing to make the shuttle launch once a month. And this is once a month in the 80s. That's a long time ago. Once a month now is pretty damn good. We see Falcons almost once a week, which is really nice. They wanted to push the shuttle to that point. That's where they were going with it. They launched 9 times, 9 shuttle launches in 1985. Challenger, when the Challenger 7 left us in late January, a shuttle mission had already flown, STS-62. They had already flown and completed a shuttle mission in January. They were aiming at 2 missions a year. They were going to launch 48 shuttles in 1986.
Discovery,
unfreaking real, dude. Unfreaking real. That's awesome. You know, if we just listened, to that engineering, man, and just if we just listened and just waited another day, man, the shuttle gets pushed to be reliable. It gets pushed to be reliable, and they fly once a week, and yeah, would have been insane. Yeah, Foo-Face 9 times on a 9-month resub. Pearson, I just want to say thanks for keeping my 34-year-old self still loving all through space. You rekindled my love and neediness for it all the damn time. It's just so cool, Pearson. It's so cool. Oh, and this is why when we were playing Minecraft earlier, I'm so sick of the excuses. Oh, I'm so sick of it. Like, maybe the ITAR thing with SLS kind of pushed me over the edge a little bit. Like, I'm so sick of excuses. It's so gross. Nothing but excuses. It's just, shut up. Stop making excuses. Oh, nerdiness, Veer said. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Yeah, point still stands, right? I got you. The pilot of the Antonov 225 went to Hostomel today. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, on a shoestring budget, no less. Pixig, they designed that damn space shuttle with maybe a quarter of the Apollo budget? Maybe a quarter of the budget for the Apollo program. They designed that. Are you kidding me? That's a damn good first attempt. That is an exceptional first attempt. You know? Now we have gone back to Apollo in over a decade from this. Yeah, Allie, it's really annoying. I'm getting sick of the excuses. I kind of freaked out at Lavi. I didn't mean to freak out. I didn't mean to go and piss in her freaking cornflakes. You know what I mean? Lavi's cool. She's all right. But yeah, it's frustrating. Oh, we can't show the countdown net because of ITAR. Like what? Oh, we need a year, guy. We're launching once a year. What? Like, come on. I understand the reasons. You got to go slow and you got to assess the data when you're testing and stuff. I understand. But what? Come on now. Like, it's getting annoying. But see, the flip side of that, fellas, is that you can't get restless with spaceflight. You really can't. You got to be patient. But sometimes it even affects me. Did you know about this? Yeah, great. It's a stream of the SLS rocket. That's fine. Is there any audio? Nope. No audio. It looks like it's raining though. Ugh. Yeah, that's right, Captain. That's right. Both things are too neediness and nerdiness. Yeah, that's fine. No audio, but wasn't sure if you knew it existed. Yeah, the KSC press room. I know that exists, Jim, but there's no audio. Jim, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? Like, how can I make this engaging? NASA isn't streaming the countdown net for the wet dress rehearsal, Syakovsky, because they're worried about ITAR. They don't want people learning the timing for SLS. The timing for the cryogenic fluids, for like pumping cryogenic fluids into the vehicle, liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, they don't want people knowing the timing. The timing of putting cryogenic liquids in this shuttle-derived launch vehicle. Shuttle-derived launch vehicle. In which case the shuttle fueling procedure was in the public domain literally for 30 years. But no. Can't show you this. Yeah, what am I supposed to do with it? Guys, I'm not even going to stream the wet dress tomorrow. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see. I'll tweet about it, I guess. There's nothing to see. It's literally going to be this for the next 2 days. That's pretty frustrating. Guys, I'm fairly confident it has nothing to do with ITAR. I think NASA's just making excuses. It sounds a lot like an excuse. Like, I'm willing to hear both sides of the argument, and I understand. Look, there could be stuff that we don't know about that have to do with this cryogenic timing that we don't want in the public domain. I just don't really understand how that pertains to a civilian rocket. I just don't get it. Someone in the press is just lazy. Yeah, I just don't get it. NASA public affairs has been kind of, and I'm not trying to criticize. It's not like the PAOs have any control over this. The people that are in place at NASA that do public affairs do a great freaking job. It's just, okay, I'll take the other day, all right? The SLS rollout. They streamed for an hour, and 50 minutes of it was just talking. They streamed an event about rolling out SLS and literally talked about SLS for 50 minutes of it and showed SLS, showed the event that they're supposed to be streaming for like maybe 10% of the entire cast. And then, right when they started moving it again, they're like, okay, bye, we're done. Hour, we're good. It's like, no. Have a truck. Have a freaking truck, or have a person standing on the crawler and doing live streams, and have 24-hour coverage. Not 24-hour, 11-hour coverage. Stream the whole damn thing. What are you doing? Like, you know, like, have the host sitting. We're here live standing on the crawler transporter as we move outside of the VAB. Right now, crews are doing weight tests on the crawler transporter and have currently retracted the crew access arm. All right, back to you. All right, we're like, dude, oh my God, you're trying to tell me people wouldn't watch that? No, hell no. People would watch that and people would like it. You do 11-hour stream, you have two hosts, 6-hour shifts. Done. Easy. So it ends up being about a 12-hour stream because you overlapped it at the beginning of the rollout and a little at the end of the rollout. Done. I saw your DM, no worries. Also, the most infuriating bit is that they had other angles and didn't even make that public. I mean, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. This is what I mean about being content with this stuff. Like, you know good and well that I know, like, why the SLS is taking so long. I'm still a fan. They gotta give me something. You give me something. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? I don't want your damn lemons. What the hell am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see NASA's manager. All right, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Get mad. Relax, glorious things will happen. No doubt in my mind, Sky Captain. I want to tell people about these things that they're doing. You know? So get a press pass for launch. Clip of this will sort it out. I mean, a press pass wouldn't have got me on that crawler transporter to the live stream, you know? Did you talk about the ISS stuff yet? What ISS stuff? I was talking to some EGS people too after this. They're doing the best with what they're given. But as far as PR, upper management is incompetent, willing to act, or both. Yeah, Lavi, it's very frustrating. Like I said, it's not the PAOs. This is not coming from the public affairs people. It's not coming from the EGS people. This is coming right from the top. We can't stream the cryogenic timings because we're worried about people learning cryogenic timings for ballistic missiles. Are you kidding me? That's the best reason you could come up with? Even if that was the case, why would you say that? It would be like me saying on stream, I actually really mind. I don't want people knowing what city I come from. I don't want you guys knowing. I really don't want you knowing. Do you know what that does? What does that do? If I said, I don't want anybody to know where I live, I don't want anybody to know, I take that really seriously. What is that going to do? What will people on the internet do? Go ahead. That'll give them a challenge. You're challenging people to go and figure out. Like, once again, I'm straightforward with that information because I understand this. 60 chests to force enemies to build Hydrolox missiles. Yeah. Alleviate, hey, currently on vacation in France. Going up the Somme tomorrow to see the museum. Hope all is well. Yeah, everything's great. Where do you live, streamer? Right? TP your house. Right? I got your IP address, bro. Falcon 9 is also cryogenic timing, and that timing is straight up streamed every live event. Yeah, no, that's what I mean, dude. What do you speculate that the actual reason is? I don't know. They don't want to do it. I'm in your walls. I got a message telling me that my IP was 192.168.0.2. Based in Landpilled. Sorry. It's like Vandenberg with this fog. Yep. Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. It's like, all that's doing is going to make people more interested. Well, oh wait, you don't want us to know? Like, come on. That's the best reason you could come up with. Dude, I would have even said, look, we really want to focus on this. We really want to make sure that we get this done, and we don't want anybody under pressure, so we're not going to stream the comm loop this time. But I assure you the comm loops in the future will be totally out in the open, but we just want to make sure we get it right, and we don't want any distractions this time. All you need to do is say something like that, and now nobody's wondering why you think Hydrolox is ITAR. Like, see, nobody even knows that you're concerned about ballistic missiles. No one knows. We just want to make sure we're focused. That's all you need to say. Is this live? Yeah, it's a live shot. Yeah. Camera's blowing into wind, and it looks like they stuck it to a freaking tent pole. It's like, but it is storming out there. Yeah, we're looking at a live shot of the wet dress rehearsal, but there's no audio. There's just this. This is what NASA gave us for the wet dress rehearsal. Yeah, very wet dress. Yeah, well said. Well said. So we just wait for when event is done? Pretty much. See what I mean? Hand, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? How can I use this to teach? What can I teach? Like, I could use a picture. I could use a picture, and it would be a way higher quality, and it would give the same effect. Yeah, Balxy, it's just excuses. It seems, look, I don't mean to bark up NASA's tree. It very much seems like it's excuses. And also, I usually take NASA's side in this thing. I usually don't take, like, the press's side, for instance. I usually take NASA's side because more often than not, the press doesn't know better. They literally have no idea what they're talking about. And that's fine. It's rocket science. You're not supposed to be an expert. If you're an expert, you'd be doing it, right? Myself included. Like, I'm not at the top of the Dunning-Kruger curve. I'm way down here, and I realize that I'm way down there. So I usually agree with NASA about these things. But why? Like, so someone's working on a Hydrolox missile? Is that what you're telling me? Like, why would you want to tell the public that information? That's why it doesn't make sense. Even if, like, Russia or China or North Korea or Iran or whatever, whomever is working on a Hydrolox missile, why would you want the public to know that? Why would you want people to know that you're worried about that? That's a really stupid thing to say from an operational from an operational security standpoint. That's really stupid. Like, what are you doing? That's how I know that's how either the guy had a slip of the tongue, in which case, what the hell are you doing, man? Or he's making it up. Like, why would you want people to know that? Why would you want your enemies to know that you know that? That's not how ITAR works at all. Yeah, exactly, Foz. It's ridiculous. Dude, you suck at OPSEC. What are you doing? They could at least have given a fuel gauge in the lower left corner. Yeah, superb lack of effort, Darknaze. Like, this is all we get. There's no crying in baseball. Yeah, right? Yeah, I know. I know, Jack. Yeah. They haven't used Hydrolox ICBMs since the 1960s, the early 1960s. You know why? Because it's a really stupid thing to do. The best part is that you could just straight up Google a ton of ITAR stuff about SLS. Yeah, it's Slavy, it's ridiculous. I cried in baseball when I screwed up my rotator cuff. All right, Jay, that's fair. Beardston, dude, got a sub. I get so much satisfaction from this channel. I got you. Wait, did they have like a studio, or has this been it all night? Alleviate. This is the extent of what we get for the wet dress rehearsal. This is it. That's it. That's all we get. Like, come on, dude. And once again, I usually don't take the press's side in this stuff because you don't know better. This is all we get. This is it. That's it? Man, I hope it's not like this for Artemis 1. Oh, man. Would this have happened under the previous headman? You can't say conclusively, D-Pick, but... No. No, this wouldn't be this way. Okay, D-Pick, think about it like this. If Das and I were in charge of the rollout coverage, what do you think we'd be doing? Das would be producing the whole thing. I would be there commentating, right? And we would stream all the way through. We would stream literally from like 5 hours before the rollout, getting the thing ready to go, rolling the damn crawler, starting up the crawler, getting it ready to go, interview with the driver before they drive the crawler down the road, like, and stream coverage all the way to when they put that thing down onto the launch pad. And then maybe even a little bit after that, after the crawler rolls out, and then conclude the stream. It would be nice 12-hour coverage, and people would love it. And have interviews with different EGS personnel as they rotated off the crawler. Like, you could do this. And, dude, people would love it. People would freaking love it. No. We get an hour coverage, and we hear Bill talking for 45 minutes. Great. Okay. It'd be exactly what this machine, deserves. And, D-Pick, NASA needs to understand that you leaving people in the dark like this is going to give them an excuse to take sides. And we shouldn't do that. Is that a promise? If I was in charge of NASA Public Affairs, yes, Sky Captain, I would absolutely do that. Let's find the positive here. At least they know that the orange spray coating isn't water soluble. It's still attached to the rocket. Okay, that's fair. Also, lack of information leads to wild speculations. Yeah, Jim. And then just admitting that somebody has a fully cryogenic Hydrolox ICBM. That's great. Good job, guys. Jim, you remember Ghostbusters 2? You don't know what this is? Here's Vigo. You're like the buzzing of flies to him. Oh, Johnny, did you back the wrong horse? Would you hose him, please? Hose him. Woot, woot. You remember that? Yeah. Don't be like Janish. Okay? Bad. That's a big... tell him about the Twinkie. That's a big Twinkie. Yeah, Jim, me too. Yeah. But yeah, like, sorry guys, maybe the stress of buying a house is making me a little more candid than I usually am. I don't know. But yeah, this is a little ridiculous, man. And you know how bad it needs to, you know how bad this is for me to say that? For me to, okay, like, look, I'm agreeing with Eric Berger about this. Eric said this is stupid. Why, it's a waste of time. Like, what are we supposed to do with this? I agree with him. You know how bad it has to be for me to agree with that guy? Do you know how bad that actually needs to be for me to say, yeah, he's right? No! Being candid is better than being candidn't. All right. You're not you when you're hungry. Get a Snickers. I prefer whatchamacallits. All right. That's the name of the candy bar. Okay. Hey, Predominant. What's going on, man? Anyway, yeah, this is the extent of what we have. Geek, what were you linking? Neo, thank you for the resub, man. I do appreciate it. All right, what's this? Is this a new article? This is updated on April 2nd. Roscosmos head says cooperation is only possible with the lifting of illegal sanctions. Russia says it will end cooperation with other nations on the International Space Station until sanctions put on the country are lifted. Dmitry Rogozin, the head of the Russian space agency Roscosmos, announced in a thread on Twitter. Okay, and what did Bill say to him? Let's see. Let's see what we got. I freaking hate talking about this guy lately. The head of NASA, Senator Administrator Nelson, the head of the European Space Agency, Josef Auschbacher, and the head of the Canadian Space Agency, Lisa Campbell, responded to my appeal to them, demanding lifting sanctions against a number of enterprises in the Russian space and rocket industry. Thank you for your letter on March 14, 2022, requesting clarification on the potential impacts of sanctions applied to the United States government on the continued operations of the ISS. Well, requesting clarification. Requesting clarification does not sound like an appeal to demanding the lifting of sanctions against a number of enterprises. That doesn't, and maybe there's something lost in translation. It could be. Could be. The U.S. continues to support international government space cooperation, especially those activities associated with operating the ISS with Russia, Canada, Europe, and Japan. New and existing U.S. export control measures will continue to allow cooperation between the U.S. and Russia to ensure continued safe operation of the ISS. To that end, NASA will continue to work with relevant U.S. federal departments and agencies to facilitate continued cooperation on and operation of the ISS, including any necessary ISS cooperation supported by JSC Central Research Institute of Machine Building and JSC Joint Space Companies, what JSC means, Rocket and Space Center progress. Sustaining safe and successful ISS operations remains a priority. Well, that's good. That's good news. The American and Canadian responses are almost carbon copied. This is Dimitri now. In particular, Bill Nelson's letter states that NASA will continue and engage with relevant and federal U.S. agencies to promote further cooperation with the ISS. Further cooperation on the ISS, including, okay, he's basically saying what the letter says. Without regard to the response of the European Space Agency, acted as a postman, confirming that he does not solve such issues, and therefore forwarded my appeal to the EU member states. Ooh. Wow. Yikes. The sanctions will not be lifted at the same time, fearing the destruction of cooperation. Yeah, I said, Geek, I don't... Look, man. I get what Dimitri's trying to do. Guy cares about his country or something. I get it. Like, as somebody that cares about my country, I understand that. But, okay, I'll be really candid. He's arguing from a horrible position of weakness. You can't appeal to sanctions against you. Right? You can't, you're bluffing. Not bluffing. That's not the right way to say it. You can't appeal from a position of weakness. They sanction the heck out of you because of what Russia's doing, right? But they said that they want to keep going. They said they want to keep going with the ISS to ensure successful cooperation, right? Both the Americans and the Canadians said that. They want to keep going, but they also want to keep sanctioning you. Okay. So the reason why I say you're arguing from a position of weakness, okay, fine. Leave the ISS. What are you going to do? Make your own space station? Go ahead. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I'm actually asking, what are you going to do? You're arguing for, all right, fine. You want to get rid of that contract? All right, cool. You want to put progress in the Central Institute in the poorhouse? Sure. Okay. Like, they will join China. Okay, Preston, that's fine. Why do we think that China would? Okay, all right. Let me put it to you like this. What capability does Roscosmos offer that China doesn't already have? Honestly, what can Russia do that China can't? I'm legitimately asking. Is there anything else that can reboost the ISS aside from Soyuz? Yes, there are contingency plans. Yep. Launch cadence. The Chinese launch just as much as SpaceX predominantly. What are you talking about? They launch more rockets than Like everyone else combined. I mean, Russia provides the capsules for China. No. No. It's based off of Soyuz. It's not provided. They don't manufacture them. China manufactures in-house. Why would you do... Like, that's what I mean. Why would you do this? You're arguing from a position of weakness. Why would you even try to do this? Like, I don't get... I'm trying to look at it from his perspective. I don't understand the play here. Why would you do that? Why would you ally with the Chinese? The Chinese will grind your space program into the ground. Because China wants to prove that they can do it themselves. Why would they take a partner on? Everything they can do, everything you can do, they can do, but more. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. That's what I mean. Like, you're arguing from a terrible position of weakness. Why would you put yourself out like that? And once again, I'm trying to look at it from his point of view. If it was from his point of view, I would just, all right, you know that you can't get rid of me because you need my service modules to run your ISS. So I wouldn't even say anything about sanctions. Don't even say anything about it. Just keep the status quo going. Don't even talk about it. And you still make money off of it. They have to pay you. I don't understand. Like, is there something that I'm missing here? Like, I don't... They have experience? Yeah, I guess. He wants his employees to think he has the upper hand? You think so, Phil? Like, I'm actually asking. Like, I don't understand the play. I don't understand what he's trying to do. In the past, that's what I've tried to do. I've tried to figure out where he's at. Like, what... And I get it. He wants the best for his space program. I don't blame him for that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. They are predominant, yeah. The ISS, Zarya and Zvezda, are the service modules for the ISS, yeah. Yeah. Detaching them would be like detaching a service module. But even then, Zarya is part of the U.S. owns it. We paid the Russians to launch it, to keep their space program afloat in the 90s. I don't get the play. I don't understand what he's trying to do. And when I say that, I'm not trying to be like, oh my God, he's such an idiot. Like, I genuinely don't understand, and I would be interested to get an analysis on this, but I don't think that's going to happen in this day and age. I've noticed that a lot of the Russian viewers don't really watch too much anymore. Some of you guys are still here, and thank you. I appreciate it. I don't mean any disrespect. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand. You're arguing from a very bad position. Why would you do that? Unless these sanctions are going to hurt international. Like, if they sanction it, if they sanction Progress, for instance, Progress makes Soyuz in Progress. RSC, Progress makes the spacecraft. If they sanction them, then they can't launch spacecraft to the space station. In which case, you have to say something. That could be what's going on. I don't know. Reporting for duty. Yeah, Hibbit, exactly. Like, hey, try not to swear, but yeah. The way I see it, Rogozin is trying to run the "you need us to keep your ISS in the sky. Without us, you can't run it." And is trying to leverage that power to put pressure on the U.S. to lift sanctions. Yeah, but yeah, Geek, that's where I'm at. But that's arguing from a horrible position of weakness. Like, I don't... And I'm not trying to say, like, oh, Dmitry Rogozin is weak or anything. No, like... Why? I don't understand why you'd go barking up that tree, dude. The only logical explanation is that some of the sanctions are overbearing on it and will prevent Russia from doing its duty on the ISS. That's the only thing I could guess. That's the only way this makes sense. Because any other way makes it really stupid. That's not a smart thing to do. Am I wrong? Like, he's probably being told to say that from Russia's leadership, I guess. But that would imply that the sanctions hurt them, which the state doesn't want to admit. Ah, there you go. No, it's all good, Hibbit. Yeah. And well, Sleeper Sai, I'm trying to get past that, dude, because just saying, oh, this person's a moron doesn't really prove that they're a moron, you know what I mean? He is, Geek. Yeah, from what I understand. Interesting. Yeah, Bauxy, that makes way more sense. Yeah, that's the one that makes the most sense, you know? Yeah, Balk, I think that's the play. That's what makes the most sense from their perspective, dude. Hey, RT, what's going on? Beerston, man, I work for Netflix. We cut off all Russian accounts. I think for space we ought to do the same. We ought to do the same for space. Beardston, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I personally don't think that's a good idea. Hamstringing other countries economically has historically led to extremely bad consequences. It's not a good idea, dude. I really don't think it is. Look at the Treaty of Versailles. Pretty good example. Hamstringing other countries like that usually doesn't end well. I mean, that's a pretty damn good example, if any. If you think it doesn't hold up, you tell me. Like, I'm just turning the gears here, you know? Yeah, Toothless. That seems like what's going on. I mean, Tom, the ruble bounced back. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Go look at the Russian stock market, man. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. Beardston, I personally really disagree. Cooler heads need to prevail in space, or else we're gonna go backwards, not forwards. Or someone's gonna get hurt. I don't care if a Russian cosmonaut gets hurt. I don't care if an American cosmonaut gets hurt. Heck, I don't care if a taikonaut gets hurt. Anybody doing something dumb in space is bad for space. Simple as that. Yeah, Lig, I guess. It's already flowed. They made solid soccer. Yeah, we'll see what it does, but it did bounce. It did bounce back. I don't think people were expecting that, but I don't know. Once again, like, I don't really like commenting on like public events, especially public events like what's going on in like Ukraine. I don't like talking about that except if it's like the airplane or something, because you know what? That means I'm profiting off of people getting killed. I don't like talking about it, guys. I really don't. I don't think that's right. It just, you know, my conscience is weighing heavy on that one. I don't want to talk about it, you know. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I think I still will try to understand what Dimitri's doing. I'll try to understand where he's coming from, you know. I mean, there's no doubt that he's being strong-armed, right? But there's kind of a good reason for that, you know. But we'll see. Who knows? Like in the past, I've been willing to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. That's just become really difficult lately, especially with the kind of stuff that he's saying. Like dude, like I would like to believe that something got lost in translation somewhere, or something got misconstrued, because, dude, people that speak the same languages do that nowadays, you know? So you're saying this. I need to go to the bathroom. So you're saying you don't like going to the bathroom? No, I didn't say it. What? Like, that happens all the time. And I'll put a language barrier on top of that. It's gonna get bad. So that's why I sit here and I analyze this stuff. I try. Also, don't underestimate how much of a hyper-nationalist Rick is if you look at his past. Yeah, Labby, I know. Yeah, I've looked into that. I've seen it. Yeah, dude. Look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do right to your country. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's at somebody else's expense, well, that's a little bit of a different story. You know what I mean? And we, over here, we're not perfect with that either. I get it. We should strive to be better. Is that an unreasonable thing to want? You know? Hey, Kem, what's going on? Yeah, so it's just like, I think that's what's going on. But once again, I don't want to talk about this no more. There also is some footage of Hostomel Airport, if you guys want to see the Antonov up close. Dmitry Antonov, the pilot of the 225, got to go back and see the airplane. So there's a stream of it up close. I don't want to show it on stream. There's dead people around, and I'm not showing that. If you guys want to go watch that, it's out on the internet somewhere. You know? Talk about F1 instead. Found some time to watch you. Well, Kim, it's been a little busy. Yeah, stuff's been busy lately, dude, but yeah. So, yeah, once again, I don't know. I don't. Just whatever you do, whatever you think, guy. I guess you want to end 30 years of cooperation. Fine, frick it. You want to go backwards because of that. All right, have fun. F1 porpoising. The Las Vegas track looks a bit dull. Guess we'll find out for certain next year. All right, I haven't gone into it. Here, Las Vegas F1 track. Let me take a look. I've been noticing something about the Vegas track. People hate it, or people are like, oh, that's really cool, or people hate it. It's one or the other. I've never seen anybody go, it could be nice. So let's see. This is what we got for Vegas right here. Where's the main straight? Okay, so turn 1 here. So the main straight's right there. All right, let's get up the map of Vegas. Let's take a look. Find a fish. Yep. Will Americans watch the World Cup or do you not care? Some Americans do, Marcos. Yeah. Me? No, not really. I mean, maybe in like the finals, sure. But you know, a championship soccer like that usually is fun. The soccer games are usually really fun to watch, and I'll admit that. That's fair. But yeah. All right. So I believe the track is right here. So see this road right there, and then this road right here. I think that's where we're at. So 14 to 1. Huh. Right. Wait, how are you going to do that? Okay. So check Black Horse Downs link. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Let me see. Oh, okay. I see. All right. So I was up a block. It's going down here. Right? So we're going down here. Takes a left right there. Okay. All right, there's, what building is that? Hilton Grand Vacations. Okay, so we're going here, right? And then it goes into this abandoned lot, from what I can tell. Over here. Yep. Okay. So that building right there, whatever that is, doesn't look like it's used much anymore. So they're gonna put the paddock like right here, right? So they're gonna put it here, and then it looks like you have something like Hockenheim, a Hockenheim Stadium section right there around the paddock, which makes sense. And then they're going to go through an increasing radius right through 3 and 4. That's going to go down this road right here. It's going to go down this road. And then it's taking a right before the Globe. Okay. Hello? All right, there's those apartment complexes. It's after those apartment complexes. There's a lot of empty lots right now in Old Vegas. Yeah, I know. I was there last October, Aqua. I was like, oh, okay. So it looks like they're going to put a rider in right here, right-hand corner. Is it sharp? Let me take a look. Yeah, it is. So 5 and 6, they're going to go around the globe here. You can kind of see, I guess, what would be the track right there. It's going to go out and around, and then it's going to join up right here. It's going to go underneath the monorail, which is actually pretty rad. That's kind of cool. Monorail. It's going to go underneath, and it's going to take a rider here. There's... Well, what is that? That's the Palazzo. Look, it's the Palazzo. It's going to take a right here, and then it's going to take a lefter down the strip. And then they're going to go down the strip past all the big places on the strip. There's... So that one, what that one's supposed to be, that's the Venetian right there. And then there's the Mirage. And then Caesars. That's cool. And then the Bellagio should be right here. There's the French one. And then there's Pho. No, it's Planet Hollywood. And then the Cosmo is right here. Guys, I need you to design me a building that's really low resolution. Say no more, fam. What they're going to do with the median, I think they're going to use one side of the strip. The hell is that building? It's artsy. Le Bohème. It's an opera. I don't freaking know, dude. There's New York, New York. MGM Grand. And then, yeah, it takes a... They got a chicane right here. So, let me take a look. Guys, I'll be honest with you. It seems pretty basic, this track. The Caesars Palace GP was right here. It was in a parking lot right behind my head. That's where it was. What a terrible race. Somebody thought it would be a good idea to do a Formula One race in Las Vegas during the day in the summertime. Oops. For reference, guys, Las Vegas in the summertime gets easily over 100 Fahrenheit. 100 Fahrenheit is like, oh, I don't know, 45, 50 C, somewhere around there. Yeah. Oops. Just, it's up there. It's up there. Maybe not 50. 50 is a little too high. Somebody do, what's the conversion? 1.8 divided by 32? Is it 37? Yeah, no, yeah, you could cook eggs on the pavement, man. Road temps got up to 180. All the cars overheated. Mansell had to push his car to the finish line because his engine melted. Vegas hits 115 throughout the summer. 100F is 38C. That's not bad. So like 40 to 45. That's how hot. And the track temp is even hotter. But so yeah, somebody decided that would be a good idea, which is all right. It didn't work. They did it like once or twice, and then they said, yeah, no, never mind. Yep. Well, at least grip won't be a massive issue. The cars will grip so well they won't move, Labby. Oh, boy. Yeah, 37 to 38C. That's still toasty, man. That's really toasty. Anyway, let's take a look. So they're going to be racing at night. Let's see. So turns 1, 2, 3, and 4 are pretty cool. I like that. It's like Hockenheim. It's Hockenheim Stadium section. So this is like you'd be coming down the straight at Hockenheim and you'd take a right into the stadium section, right? And then you have the double corner, and then this looks like Sudkurve at Hockenheim, which is pretty cool. And these cars are going fast into the stadium section, which is fine. I don't have a problem with this. That'll actually make a good spot for some good racing and good passing right there, because they're coming fast out of 14. There's no way 14 isn't flat, especially with these cars. Now, you might see some passing here, especially if you drive this corner wrong. I'll be honest, 5 and 6 probably not going to have much passing, along with 7, 8, and 9. But this is the part right here. People are like saying, oh, the track's so basic. Oh, the track's so basic. Honestly, you have two huge straights right next to each other, and one of them goes to the finish line. If Jeddah is any example of how the passing is going to work, holy crap, this is going to be sick with the ground effect cars. There's going to be tons of passing with the double DRS zone. But what I love about the new cars is that, you know what? They can draft. So if you have DRS on somebody, that does not necessarily mean you're going to pass them. That's something I didn't think about. Look at Max and Charles when they were duking it out at Jeddah. Like, okay, you passed him, great. He's just going to follow you and then get you in the next DRS zone. So having twin DRS zones kind of near each other with Formula One tracks seems to be what's going to make really good racing. And I have a theory that this track looks like it's going to do that. It is basic as frick, though. Like, this doesn't seem too particularly technical. I mean, it is on tarmac, but the roads in Vegas are freaking smooth as glass, man. You could land planes on them. It's basic but fun. Well, I mean, a more basic track is going to produce better racing. I'll give you an extreme example of that. NASCAR. The track literally goes straight and then left and then straight and then left again. Easy. It's an easy track to drive comparatively like a Formula One track. But NASCAR, you get a lot of passing and you get a lot of racing. So if Jeddah is any example about how these new cars race and how these new cars drive, tracks like Old Hockenheim, Spa, Monza, oh man, they're going to be so good. They're going to be so good, dude. They're going to be amazing. It's going to be so fun. Even Paul Richard. Paul Richard's going to be excellent, man, with those long straights. Oh, man. I am real good. Greetings from RCR country. Hey, Ernok. The Porpoise generation. Also, the track is built around the things they're racing around, rather than the technicality. Yeah, Beardson, I mean, it's a street circuit. You heard Spa probably getting dropped. That would just be a damn shame, Alleviate. Albert Park is going to be insane, Allie. Have you seen the changes to that track? Dude, it's going to race like Jeddah. It's going to be so fast. They eliminated all the freaking corners, man. It's basically just a drive around the lake. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. If they drop Spa, I'm going to be very disappointed. Yeah. So, guys, honestly, a less technical track doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a boring race, because I don't think people are taking into account how these new ground effect cars drive. And once again, it might be a small data set using Jeddah and Bahrain using Jeddah and Bahrain as like our test. Like, that's a very small data set. We got to see how if the cars drive like that every time, then these tracks are going to be really fun. Picture the speeds F1 would have on Dega or Daytona. Goalie, those cars would be going like 210, 220. They wouldn't be able to handle the bumps. The bumps on Daytona is not smooth enough to do that. Silverstone would be really good, Hand. But okay, you want my honest opinion? But my honest opinion about Silverstone? This is no good for the turbo for the turbo hybrid with ground effect. That was good for turbo hybrids. Seriously. With these cars, they should get rid of the Loop, Aintree, and Village. Like, these cars seem to favor tracks that are like, they seem to favor a track meta that the Formula One cars from the 90s, from the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, kind of like long sweeping corners, fast straights. And once again, I'm using Jeddah as my basis for that. Jeddah was a pretty damn good example. These cars like sweeping corners. They don't like it's good to put a chicane in from time to time, but stuff like this, I don't think they're going to dig it very much. Honestly, I think they should, like this whole red sector right there, no, they should go back to Abbey and Bridge into Brooklands. That with the new cars would be absurd. But that doesn't make for a good corner, and I don't think Abbey and Bridge are there anymore. Suzuka is going to be great, Singularity. Can you imagine these cars with ground effect going through the S's and the Casio Triangle? Oh, and 130R? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. What about Zandvoort? The first sector of the first and the third sector, Nibirius, of Zandvoort is going to be insane. The first sector is going to be sweet. You know, like you go around the first corner and then you take a left and then you go up the hill and then you go down and you go through that sling, that carousel corner, like at the Nürburgring, and then you have that long straight out to the very end of the track. That part is going to be insane. It's going to be so good. Dude, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, that would be really fun. Oh, speaking of ground effect, have you seen this? The Lund class, of course. Yeah, absolutely. That's using ground effect with planes and ground effect with cars, Flykin, are two different things. They don't do exactly the same thing. Pocono Road would be epic. Yeah. I liked Zandvoort until I started playing Assetto, missing that F1 arrow. Zandvoort is a tough track, Hawks. It's a really difficult track. Won't the cars be totally different next season? They changed them this season. Yeah. Does anyone think they might bring the Nürburgring back? Maybe the GP circuit, Beardston, but the Nordschleife is not... They're not racing that. It's way too dangerous. And look, I'm one to say, like, yeah, pretty dangerous, whatever. The drivers want to drive it, let them drive it. No, the Nürburgring, no doubt that the drivers could drive it and they could drive it well in these cars. But dude, if someone crashes on the other side of the track, it's gonna take the freaking helicopter like 20 minutes to get over there. That could be the difference between them dying and not dying. Like, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, Kato, ground effect with cars and ground effect with planes are two different things. With a ground effect with an airplane is what happens when an airplane gets near the ground. When the airplane gets near the ground, the air that's going underneath the wings, okay, gets compressed underneath the wings and then gets compressed again against the ground because the wing is close to the ground. Basically, the wing on an airplane is kind of tilted like this, and it's designed to create high pressure right here and create low pressure on top, right? That high pressure air that's coming off the bottom of the wing, because planes usually have the flaps down when they're going into land, is being forced at the ground. That causes the air to temporarily compress between the wing and the ground more than it would. And the wings generate insane amounts of lift. You've seen the ground effect if you've ever watched a plane land. You ever notice how the plane's kind of coming in, right? It's kind of coming in, and then for some reason it kind of hovers over the runway for a second and then touches the wheels down? That's the ground effect. Now, ground effect with cars is a little bit different. Ground effect with cars is doing the opposite of that. The Formula One cars, the current Formula One cars that they're driving now, are not designed to create high pressure underneath the car. They're designed to create low pressure underneath the car. They're using the ground underneath the car to make a vacuum. Why? Well, okay, why? They're doing that because, well, a Formula One car uses spoilers, not wings. Okay, they always say, oh, your front wing, oh, your rear wing, mate. No, they're spoilers. What does a spoiler do? Well, a spoiler creates downforce. A wing creates lift. Creating a vacuum underneath the car by allowing air to decompress underneath the car, which creates extremely low pressure, coupled with the car's spoilers driving her wrong, makes high pressure on top of the car and extremely low pressure underneath the car. That pulls the car to the ground at high speed, allowing for better handling. It does the opposite of what a plane does. Cars with ground effect make low pressure underneath the car. Planes with ground effect make high pressure underneath the plane. More than it already does, because planes use wings. Cars use spoilers. Spoiler alert. Wings make lift. Spoilers make downforce. Differences. Taka spoileri. Oh, Eukerman, how dare you. Hey, Vulcan, what's going on? And in cases like NASCAR, a spoiler spoils the natural lift of the car's shape. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so same principle, different applications. Cool, thanks for the info. Kato, yeah, ground effect with cars and ground effect with planes, with either application, like to be general, is using the ground to achieve a desired aerodynamic effect. That's all. That's all. I love the engineering talk on the channel. This is appreciated. Yeah, no problem. Spoiler. Spinala. Unlift. Up force. Got it. Yeah, pretty much. Up force. It's lift and down force, damn it. Well, I'm not dead, so that's a bonus. COVID has not been fun the past couple of days. Currently can't talk, which sucks. Nah, feel better, man. You'll be all right. Hey, look, you know, take vitamins. Get some zinc and stuff. Get, like, once again, like, I'm not a doctor, Vulcan, by any means. Get some orange juice, stuff like that. I'm sure you're doing everything, so I probably don't need to say anything. Get some vitamins, some OJ. You'll be back up in no time. And for what it's worth, I said, wow, that kind of sucks. I hope you feel better soon. But it was supposed to be a joke. It was supposed to make you smile. Grandma's chicken soup. That's right. Want to know what's funny is that when the car tomorrow came out and they put the wing on it instead of the spoiler, when the car went backwards, the car created lift instead of downforce. Car tomorrow was a mistake, Bandit, and the people responsible for that should be in jail. There, I said it. They shouldn't be in jail. They should be shunned. Oh yeah, I'll be fine. Been doing everything I'm supposed to do, and recovery's going to be going somewhat well thus far. Well, that's good, man. That's good. But yeah, anyway. Guys, I don't mind the Vegas track. It's not bad. I mean, it seems pretty basic, but then again, I'm pretty sure that that's what these F1 cars want, you know? Shun the non-believer. Yeah, Gooners, yeah. Sometimes it's something simple like that. You might be the best F1 marketer around. I haven't watched F1 since Hakkinen was driving, but you're considering it now. Cientic, I've been watching Formula 1 since '96. I watched Mika drive when I was a kid. I didn't like him because I wanted Schumacher to win, but actually, when I started watching F1, I wanted Gerhard Berger to win and Gina Lisi. Oops. Those were the two Ferrari drivers, and Ferrari had the numbers 27 and 28 because they sucked. They were terrible. But take it from the point that I'm trying to make is that I've been watching F1 for a long time. These cars race like 2007, 2008. They race. It's not like the 90s Formula 1. It's more like the late 80s Formula 1, but a lot safer. Yeah, a lot safer. It's kind of like that. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Pretty good. See, I think if you don't believe me, I would suggest watching Jeddah, the Jeddah race last week. Dude, it is a trip, man. I haven't seen racing in Formula 1 like that in easily over 10 years. The last time they were racing like that was the mid-2000s. It was awesome. It was really fun. Damon's always going to be my racing hero, him and his dad. Yeah. I didn't like Damon Hill either. I hate it. When I was younger, my dad taught me to hate anybody that wasn't Ferrari. Sorry. What do you want from me? Oh, boy. Back when Alonso had a good car. Yeah. Hey, he drove that crap box into the points. And wait a minute. He drove that car is a piece of junk. Like, oh, man. Alonso, dude, he's the best at squeezing all the performance he possibly can out of a car that sucks. Can you imagine if he had stayed with McLaren, where McLaren is now? Dude, you think he'd be faster than Lando? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Lando's good. I'm not sure if he's Alonso good, but that's going to take time to prove. Lando's a damn good driver. Kid's real good. I remember Schumacher in the Benetton with only 5th gear. Left for the last third of the race and finished 2nd. Yeah, that was a little bit before I started watching Formula 1, but I think that was like 95. Yeah, really good. Lando kicked Danny's butt, to be fair. I don't know what's going on with Ricardo, man. I don't know what's the matter. Like, dude, he hasn't had like with the car since Red Bull. I don't. Maybe Cyril Labitable must have really. Renault did bad things to him. I don't know what happened there.
Discovery, go at throttle.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Oh man. The money is weighing him down. I think that's a fair thing to say. Too many shoeies. You've driven on the Ayrton Senna Highway in Sao Paulo. Cool. It's predominant. Why are you giving me so many subs, dude? What did I do? Just sit here and talk about things all day, man. I appreciate it, but jeez. You're making me feel bad. You're making me feel like I'm not doing enough. Is that weird? It's a little weird. Yeah, RT. Yeah. Oh yeah, Storm.
Discovery, go at throttle.
Beers, not you too. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's 5 subs. I really appreciate it. You guys are all right. You take good care of me, and I do appreciate it.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Diaz, 10-month resub. Whoever gets one of these, enjoy EJ's. Oh, thanks, man. And then Wisp had a 33-monther as well. Almost a year. Love you. Thanks, buddy. Predonging into secretly a millionaire. Yeah, maybe. True. I don't know where these came from. You can have them. Yeah. How's the house tour? Geek, yeah. If I've been kind of like all over the place today and yesterday, we're gonna put in an offer. We're gonna see where it goes. Oh man, Sitherly. Jeez. Sitherly gifted 5. Darknaze gifted another one. You guys have been hot and heavy with the subtrains lately.
Go at throttle up.
Titanic fart. Photo of crew 3 when they left back in November. Let me see. Hey, that's an awesome picture. Wait, what? You found a place that you like?
Discovery.
Vulcan, I found a house that's close to here. You know how I always say, like, oh, I need a house inside the Beltways. Like, you need a house inside the Beltways, or else you're going to live out in the middle of nowhere, which I don't necessarily have a problem with, but I want to be close to my folks. If I'm going to live in Massachusetts, I want to be close to my folks. Simple as that, right? Like, I don't want to be far away. If I'm going to be far away and I want to move out to, like, Western Mass or something and have it be a trip to get back to my parents' house, I might as well make that trip a plane ride and live in Florida, right? Like, so, you know, we found a house that a guy wants to get rid of because of personal things. He wants to get rid of. His circumstances changed, and I know the guy. Well, I don't know the guy. My uncle knows the guy that wants to get rid of this house. So it's a nice house. We toured it. We looked over it. It's close, and the price is right. So we're gonna put in an offer. We're gonna see what happens. Phone Sister with the subs. Thank you. Elbor with 100 bits, and Hokey gifted out 5 too. Thank you. That's some hype train. So, also, you don't want Bree to have a crazy commute. Yeah. Fortunately, this is...
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh. Fortunately, this is close to the, Geek.
Discovery, go at throttle
This is close to the highway and close to the train, so Bree won't have a problem commuting into Boston. That's all. Yeah, it's good, dude. It's close. For the house. Thanks. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Every time I talk about it, I end up getting subtrain, and I feel bad because I'm just trying to tell people what's going on. But remember, like you guys for all your support over the years help get me to this point, help get me and Bree to this point. So you know, guys, if we score this, I'm not going to. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not getting my hopes up either. You can't, you don't know when someone's going to come in and be like, yes. I'm going to put down $2,000 over asking with cash because screw you. You know, I'm not getting my hopes up, you know. It has a garage, Tipsy, yeah.
Discovery, go at
Sun Temple, and then Chris, Jesus, gifted out 25 more. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you guys are too good to me, man. Too good to me. I'm not getting my hopes up, but, you know, if it happens, it happens, dude. There's, like, I can guarantee you that, you know, this house is big enough for me to set up an office where I could put, like, you know, a car, like an actual rig for, like, with the steering wheel instead of just duct taping it to the table. You know, not duct taping it, clamping it to the table. Like, I have a lot more space than a freaking broom closet for streaming, you know? And it has it's a single car garage, but it's a single car garage that's, like, it's wide enough to work on a car in there. It would be about the same amount of room that I have when I was working on the 59 in my parents' garage. It's a single car garage, but yeah, about the same amount of room. Now, my parents' garage is a 2-car garage, but it was cluttered with so much junk that it basically had one garage in it, right? It's about that much room. It's enough. It's enough to work on cars. And the house has a decently sized yard, so it's enough to store all of my stuff there.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Jeez, guys.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hey, Jay, what is this? Hold on, I got a message, guys. Thank you for all the bits. Did you see that lightning strike? Yeah, I have it up on the screen right now.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Man. Access gave out 10, Chris gave out 1, Chris gave out another 25.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Let's do this. Thanks, Hokey. And then Stone at 1,000 too. AJ just sent me a message. Hold on, a viewer just want to look at it real quick.
Discovery, go and throttle up. Discovery, go and throttle up.
Give me one moment.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Good job, man. Good job. I don't want to say it on stream, but good job. Fuck, with 5 subs, jeez. 39B was struck by lightning. Unclear.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
If it's on the lightning protection system, or SLS, EGS is evaluating vehicle systems. Uh-oh.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
You guys, that's a lot of throttling up, man. No, Log, I haven't, but maybe we should go check that out. But first, I'm thinking you guys want to see this. I literally just got through saying about how this camera is useless, but also at the same time, thanks for the bits, Entropy. Yeah, so much for those lightning towers, huh? Oh, no. No. Oh,
Discovery, go and throttle up.
That's so much for the lightning towers, guys. Total Staples, thanks for the 5 subs. Bembo with the bits as well. So much for the freaking lightning towers. You built all the lightning towers that don't do anything. Oh my god. The mobile launcher does have a grounding line. Yeah, true that. Alright, AJ. Do it. Make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. God doesn't like SLS, apparently, dude, for real. Like, I hope everything's okay. So, let's build the towers, but they don't do anything.
Go and throttle up.
Ironic. Update from EGS. Staples, 12 months. I haven't read your email yet, dude. I gotta do that. Okay. So EGS is reporting this. The launch team is continuing to monitor severe weather in the area surrounding 39B. This afternoon, one of the 3 nearly 600-foot lightning towers was struck. The lightning protection system works together to protect the rocket from lightning strikes. The team is currently evaluating the next steps and will conduct a series of procedures to make sure no systems were impacted. NASA will provide an update once the team has assessed the intensity of the strike and established a go-forward plan. Okay, so link that clip. Oh, wait, it didn't strike ML1? Yeah, Lavi, you want the link? Here, I got you. It's from Twitter. It struck one of the cables that goes in between the 3 towers. Oh, you got lucky. 2-second read. Got it. I wanted to say this on the sub, but you inspired me to be ahead of the curve, and I've been working for 4 years in IT and just recently had the balls to change. Now I'm making a career into cybersecurity. It's been hella fun. Thank you. Hell yeah, Diaz. That's good. Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. Hearing you guys tell me about what you're doing and how you're succeeding makes me really happy. You know, like, don't get me wrong, when people tip the stream, that makes me happy too, but it's a different kind of happy. See, hearing people's success really, really motivates me to work harder. That is the best freaking feeling, knowing that you helped somebody kind of figure stuff out. It's the best feeling in the world, man. It's like, it's addicting, dude. Teaching is addicting. No, God, no, Lunprod, jeez, no. Why isn't there X-shaped cables when there isn't a launch? There are cables that connect the lightning towers together, Driados. Yep. Black, you have a quick question from earlier. Could you imagine your streaming setup at the new place you're looking at? Oh yeah. Black, we could... Okay, so... It's actually kind of clutch, dude. So inside the house, there's a furnished basement. There's a whole furnished basement down there, and the furnished basement is pretty big. There's room enough for an office, full streaming setup. I could set up a racing rig and the airplane rig, and we could put that all together, and I could have them like all next to each other. Streaming setup, racing rig, airplane rig, like all next to each other, no problem. We could do that. Now, here's the thing. Make a floor plan? Now I'm good. Thank you for the hype train. Left the station. Yes, DNF. Here's the thing. The furnished so the staircase in the house, there's a staircase that goes into the basement. The staircase in this house, because it's older, goes into the basement through the garage, down into that furnished room that I'm talking about. So, could I see myself doing this? Could I see myself streaming and setting up a streaming setup in this area? Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's like garage, staircase, basement. They're like right next to each other. So, sounds like a man cave. I'm not going to say that the guy that we're buying from put a bar in the basement, but there is a bar in the basement. Yeah. That's that big space. There's a whole bar. Yeah, like space for kegs and stuff. It's... Look at this. I have the 600,000 bit badge. Jeez, man. No pumpkin beer allowed if we get it. If we get it, fellas. I'm not getting my hopes up. Okay. When EJ Con. Oh, gosh. So, yeah. Because the stairs, and this is what I mean when I say that the garage is a one-car garage, but it's a little bit bigger. Because the stairs are in the garage is, like, kind of wide. It's wide to a weird extent. Like, you have a standard one-car garage door, but you go in and there's about 5 feet on the left side and like maybe 3 feet on the right side to the wall. So could I work on it? I'd have about as much space as I do working on the 59. So yeah, we could do it. It wouldn't be ideal, but we could do it. Since our setup now is basically a desk and a closet, think of all the room you'll have for activities. Yeah, I could set up the drum set, the real drum set. My Ludwig drum set, not the electric drums. Set up all the guitars. Yeah, no, dude, it could be cool. Is there room that you could expand the garage? Geek, the lot is about 80 feet. 80 feet wide, so it's not very wide. There's not really much room for expansion on either side of the house, but it goes 200 feet back. Yeah, the lot's 200 feet long. There's plenty of room to go backwards with it if we wanted to do that. The backyard's freaking huge. It's on a good size bit of land, so... Pole barn, yeah. So you could fit 2 British cars in the garage. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Would you keep lawn equipment in the garage, or would we put it in a shed? There's a shed in the backyard already, Truett, so shed. Yeah, I have to go buy a lawnmower. Craigslist, baby. No, Facebook Marketplace, even better. Despite, screw Facebook, but also Facebook Marketplace. Turn it into a 4.2 with a 2-car. Yeah. Model railroads. Lego, there's almost enough room down there to do that, but streaming setup takes priority. Just buy a goat. Okay. We're putting it out, Nikita. We're basically submitting it today. Yeah. We'll see where it takes us. It's not a bad house, dudes. I'll show you guys the interior when, if not when. It's not certain. We might offer them, and they might be like, no. So, it's a possibility. I'm not getting my hopes up. You kind of have to play this game. It's like a poker game, right? That's what I'm learning. You just kind of, all right. But if we do get it, I'll show you guys the interior. It's pretty freaking cool. So, we'll see. We'll see. If you get this house, I'm coming to Boston just to run a leaf blower outside your window every time you go live. Okay, that's fine. If you want a layout of the 39B LPS, there's a study on it. It's the 3 towers are connected via wires. It's just like Slick 41, but with 3 towers. Yeah, here. Vulcan, yeah, I'm actually going to show this on stream because we'll get back to Space News. But yeah, lightning appears to have struck one of the pad, but it looks like it strikes SLS, but I don't think it hit the vehicle. If you look at 39B, here's a pretty good example of how this is all... how this is all set up. So there's T1, T2, and T3, and metal wires connect all of them together, right? Obviously, there's a loop around where the rocket's going to go because you don't want that in the way. And it looks like lightning hit that X right there. And if you were looking at it from the T2 camera, it looks like it hits the vehicle. But yeah, no, it's all good. Carpet or wood flooring? The master bedroom has carpet. Everywhere else is hardwood. The hardwood's in good condition. Some spots are a little scuffed out, but the hardwood's in good condition and it doesn't creak when you walk on it. There's no you know that noise. When moving vlog, I'll show you guys the interior. You guys are seeing the exterior of the house. I'm not doing that. I've done a fair bit of reading about what to look for with houses because I'm weird. That's what I do. So, yeah. We'll see where it takes us. Okay. Alright, you know, I have to ask, does anybody else hate the asymmetric lightning tower configuration that they have going on here? Does anybody else hate that with a fiery passion? I hate that it's asymmetric. Yeah, Da Vinci, that's what it looks like. Yeah, Kane, I'm with you. I hate that, honestly. Just put a 4th tower right there, please. Please just put a 4th tower right there, man. God damn it. Oh, that's terrible. I do now. Why did you have to show me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Would it work if it was symmetrical? Yeah, probably not. You have no idea how frustrating it is to photograph that damn pad. Why couldn't they just put the 2 towers right here and then put the single tower over here? Like why like this? Why are the 2 towers on the side that Ugh, stop it. Why are you doing this? Why couldn't they like put tower 1 right here? Tower 2 right there, and Tower 3 right there. Oh, it's in the way of the flame trench. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to put the tower right there. Yeah, okay. All right. That's a good point. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Anything that's in this area is probably not going to do too well. It has to do with the rings of power. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Then 2 in the back, 1 up front. Well, you can't put 1 right here either because of the crawler way. Crawler, you won't be able to do it. So why a 3-tower design? Why didn't you make 4? Let's make 4. Why you gotta make 3? What are you doing? Oh, it's hard to look at, man. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But if it works, I don't care. But also, Jackie Chan meme. Ugh. Oh, why? Ugh. Yeah, Vulcan, it looks like lightning hit the X right there, if I had to guess. Yeah, okay. 1 big boy. Excuse me. 1 big boy. Yeah. Here, let's take a look at it again. Let me see. Actually, I'd say closer to 3. It looks like the T2 3-wire. The wire that connects those towers together. That's what it looks like it hits, right? Yeah, see, it's behind the LUT. So the lightning towers are doing their job. That's good. Good. Did you see Heiss's new video? I haven't. Wouldn't those lights flicker if the tower was hit? Well, the lights aren't connected into that circuit. There's isolators. The lightning wires are on isolators access, and the wires are connected to the ground. It basically grounds out. It doesn't do anything.
What's up, everyone?
What's up, everybody? It's Heiss. All right, what's up? What is he? Which one is he? In reality, would it damage the rocket? If it hit the rocket chem? Let me put it to you like this. I can't tell you what it would do if it hits it. I can most likely tell you that it probably would be bad. Yeah. Remember, those SRBs are loaded right now. I don't want lightning hitting that thing. Yeah, no. Yeah, those SRBs have fuel in them. Yeah, I don't want lightning hitting that at all. It might be fine. It might not. And if it's not fine, you'll know. Yeah. Yeah, let's not do that. Would it explode or take off? Well, yeah. Wow, Jim, that's impressive. Let me take a look. Oh, can you hear the static? Bow, so many contacts being made. Bow, we got up front fanatics. Bow, tearing down the barricades. To reach the stage, can you feel the rage? It's your one-way ticket to midnight. Call it heavy metal noise. That's a great song. What I would be worried about, if anything, is an initiator. Pause right now. Yeah, Labby, I don't know. What I do know is that NASA works preemptively. You know, hitting the SRB with lightning might do nothing. It might set it off. Why even take the chance, right? Like, that's how NASA works. Why would you even put yourself in that scenario? That's not a good way to do things. Could electromagnetic field strike damage components on the rocket? Well, the lightning tower's arc sign are the shielding. That's the defense mechanism, and it's a pretty good example of them working correctly. That happened outside of Wichita, Kansas. Cool. It's a lot of lightning. Lightning. Yeah, it has no launch abort system on it, Cynerd, so I don't think it's going to do anything with that. I just wouldn't want... I wouldn't want to even take the chance. And that's why those lightning towers are there, so NASA doesn't need to worry about it. It's extremely unlikely the vehicle will get struck by lightning, even in a thunderstorm, which is good. Do they run a current or something in the towers to attract the lightning to them? I don't think so, Geek, but maybe. Beerson, alright, signing off. Hey, thanks for the subs, man. I appreciate it. When does it launch? When they're done testing it, Wefrel. They're doing the wet dress rehearsal right now. The wet dress rehearsal will go through tomorrow, and we'll know probably by the end of next week what's going on with the vehicle. They gotta conclude all the testing. They gotta safe the vehicle, right? They gotta review the data, and then they gotta move. While they're reviewing the data, they'll move SLS back into the VAB, and then they're gonna do a final check over the vehicle. If the telemetry from their tests matches the vehicle's configuration, i.e. nothing has changed since they rolled the vehicle out from the VAB a week ago, then you're good. You're good to go. All tests validated. Prepare for launch. But it really is dependent on these last couple of steps here. SLS, even right now, is still in testing. They're still testing it, and they're going to be testing it until the Artemis. They're going to be testing it until basically up until the point that they're ready to go. And even the launch itself is the final test for it, and Orion. So let's hope. Jeez, what a picture! Fucking damn. So one of the tests is leaving it outside. Interesting test. Well, you got to do that at some point. At some point, Lego. You got to see. You got to make sure it can survive in the rain. It should be fine. And the lightning should be able to take care of whatever you need, right? I'm not yawning. I'm not yawning. I'm making faces at you. This rollout is to really test to make sure that they can fuel the vehicle correctly. All the fueling procedures work correctly, and then more importantly, all the scrubbing procedures work correctly. Their validation tests to make sure that they can go through a launch operation with no problem and that they can scrub the launch correctly. They're just making sure that their procedures that they have drawn up for scrubbing the vehicle works as intended. That's really what it's more about. It's not really about leaving the vehicle outside, even though that kind of... I'm sure NASA's taking that data in some way. I'm sure they're taking that into account. Because you have to take... With rocket science, you have to be obsessive compulsive. You have to... Not obsessive compulsive, but you get the idea. You have to be... You have to make sure. You won't know until you go and get some data and you analyze the data about what's going to affect the vehicle and what isn't, right? You won't know. It's really difficult. It's really difficult to anticipate. That's why sometimes you just got to put it out on the pad, you know, like what they're doing now. But if they learn some new things during this test, you know, it could mean that the launch is a couple weeks later. You guys got to remember, on top of this, SLS has, you see, a lot of you guys, this is not, for a lot of you guys, this is your first big NASA mission. For most people here, it's their first mission outside a low Earth orbit that's going to the moon, right? Here's the thing about going to the moon. This is what people got to learn. The moon has to be in the right spot. If it's not in the right spot, SLS can't get to it, which means that, and this is the case with the Saturn V, this is the case with anything that's going to the moon. Moon has to be in the right place. This isn't a vehicle performance thing. This is an orbital mechanics thing, which, I mean, I get it that those two are kind of the same thing, but... So it's not like KSP, where Mun follows the equator. Earth is tilted at 27 degrees, 27 degrees relative to the sun. Earth's orbit is kind of near the equator around the sun, but the planet's kind of tilted, and we're going around the sun with an axial tilt like this, right? And then at a more local level, the moon is 6 degrees inclined to Earth's equator, so it's more like Minmus, right? It's more like trying to get to Minmus. Any good Kerbal player knows that there's only certain times where you can launch the most effectively to Minmus, and that's when Minmus crosses the launch site. But see, the moon is 6 degrees inclined. KSE is at 27 degrees north latitude. So there's only so many orbits that you can use to get to the moon launching from Florida. Because if you launch due east out of Florida, it's going to put you in a 27 degree inclined orbit. It's not going to put you in a 6 degree inclined orbit to achieve to get a good TLI home and transfer. What those words mean, basically the moon is all wobbling around and Earth is all wobbling around. There's only so many times where the moon's path crosses over Florida. And that happens basically once every 4 weeks. Yeah, if the orbital mechanic talk just meant nothing, yeah, the moon crosses path. The moon, if you like superimpose the moon's path on Earth, right? It crosses Florida every once in a while. Just like the ISS crosses Florida every once in a while, and they usually launch when the ISS is right near them, because, you usually want to launch when things are close to you. You don't need as much, fuel if it's closer. I know. Shocking revelation. But yeah, that's the easy way to say it. SLS can only really launch once every 4 weeks, and so if the test takes a little bit longer, if they learn something new during the wet dress rehearsal, they might miss the date in May, and if you miss the date in May, it's not like you can wait a week. So if they miss it, it's going to be a month down the road. So, I mean, that's not a big thing in the scheme of things, guys. Once again, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. It's April now. By June, at the very latest, barring some crazy problem with SLS, which, hope that doesn't happen, you're going to get a rocket going out to the moon. A NASA mission going out to the moon with a capsule. A NASA mission to the moon with a capsule. 2 months. Maximum. Barring any crazy problems. It's pretty ridiculous, man. Oh, damn it, Triados, shut up. Confirmed on the Lightning Towers. We got an update from NASA Ground Systems. Fun fact about our Lightning system, we have instrumentation that can pinpoint the exact location and intensity of a lightning strike. No hits to the mobile launcher have occurred. Yeah, it hit the wires. Cool. Okay, let's see it. Okay. Anyway. So that's good that we got the update from EGS. Lightning do be like that. It happens a lot in Florida. Yeah, T-Man, maybe. What's crazy is that those two events might be happening around the same time. Fucking... Gee, I wonder where you got that picture. Was that from the PDF that you just linked us? That's funny. Nice, man. Cool. Also, whoever came up with an asymmetric tower design, man, I don't like you. Okay, that was mostly a joke. Mostly a joke. First NASA launch, my dad has said to me about since the shuttle stopped flying. Continuing me to cry about that. The shuttle stopping flying was a big mistake. Yeah. Vulcan, so something interesting I just realized about the SLS launch, EJ. Saturn V diverted about half of its thrust in either direction. The space shuttle did about 1/3 south and about 2/3 north. SLS is I don't even need to read the end. SLS is everything to the north. I know. We looked at the flame deflector a second ago, dude, before you were here. Yeah. Did you see the scale? Do you see the metal flake? It's not a car. Did you see the metal scale flame deflector that they have? Yeah. Vulcan, I've seen that thing up close. It's cool. Smart idea. You can replace individual parts once they get gacked, which they will. You got to do a Route 154 to both launches, just saying. Yeah, yeah. Here's the one thing about that, EJ. I got to see the fluid dynamic simulation of SLS Plume at launch. Oh, that's neat. Yeah. 2 flame deflectors left and right, down and out. Pretty cool, huh? Can you do sweet jumps off of it? Oh, for us doing sweet jumps off of that would be about as useful as driving a car on a half pipe. It's just, or a quarter pipe. But yeah, maybe. Has Tony Hawk ever ramped off of the flame deflector? I don't think so. I don't think he has. Yeah, Vulcan, yeah, I got you. Yeah, yeah. All right. You want to see what's going on with Starship? Let's go take a look. So it looks like they lifted up 7. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. So this footage is coming from our buddies over at NASA Spaceflight. Mary and the NASA Spaceflight Live robots took this footage. Make sure you go over there and support NASA Spaceflight, please. They allow us to look at this. They allow us to look at this footage pretty much unabated, which is unbelievably cool of them. Make sure you go over there and give that channel a sub. NASA Spaceflight. When is the next Starship launch? They're waiting on clearance from the FAA, Lego. And the big Starship news is that right now the environmental assessment is the end of this month. Nice truck. Even though it's a Chevy, it doesn't matter. But SpaceX is also building a copy of this at KSC at Pad 39. Believe it or not, they're building a copy of that. Yep. True story. Oh, hey, I found an image of the firing simulation. Wow, that's pretty neat. Hold on one second, fellas. Hold on one second. Oh, that's pretty neat. You can tell it's a rocket. You can tell it's rocket flames because of the way it is. That's right, T-Man. Yep. Yeah. You know, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Yeah, it looks like it's getting really warm, like right in this area right here. Not here or here so much, but right here. Vulcan, look how some of the flames from this simulation, it looks like the flames are over pressurizing in the flame trench, and some of them are coming up back and hitting the bottom of the mobile launcher. It wouldn't surprise me if shuttles did that too. Yeah. That's pretty freaking cool, actually. Yeah, that's pretty freaking sweet. You know what? You know what, Vulcan? You know where this is going? That's going in my research pictures photo. You know? Or research pictures repository of photos. Yeah, that's going there. Crane. Yeah, I'm gonna save that one for later. You know. Would be interesting to know how much volume of gases is being created every second. Mass flow rate is what you're looking for there, Jim. Yeah, you'd need the mass flow rate of the shuttle engines and the SRBs. Short answer, yes. Yeah, yes. Is this the public or private folder? It's the VIP folder. VI, very important people, rocket people. Verb. Yeah, alcohol, right? Do you think Super Heavy could actually put the thing we did in KSP Freedom Rocket? Do you think Super Heavy could actually pull the thing we did in KSP Freedom Rocket? Probably not as good, T-Man, but maybe. Pretty much only need the throat area and the specific impulse to calculate that. Yep, very important pictures. VIP. Chubby. Guy. Crane. Security guard. Bird! No, not Burb. Bird. I want to make a Lego SpaceX base. Sun Temple, people do it, man. Actually, hold on. A viewer linked this up to me the other day. Oh, I want that. And if, you know what? If we get a house, if I have any money left after this, I'm probably going to do stupid things like that. My streaming room will have stuff like that in it. And you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. Trust me, they're fine with it. Yep. Yup. You think you just filled the cup? Where are you? I'm telling you, get the Falcon 9 model. It's great for explaining rockets. I could just 3D print one. I think it's like Scott's one, Hawks. That one looked like Lego Technics, so... Yeah, Bandit, that's true. But I'd rather fill my house up with crate motors than Legos. I mean... Sorry. Then you could build the crane set, too. Oh, look. Moving the jibs. Oh, that's cool. Still wants you to 3D print a Rutherford engine. Yeah, okay. What about Lego crate motors, though? Yeah. Maybe. I'll think about it. Well, I'm just going to take this and put it over here. Aft tank number 2 booter. Bootser. Kind of want to see that thing's load chart? The Liebherr crane? It's up on their website, dude. Liebherr 11,000. Go look it up. That looks like the SDW configuration if I think I'm reading that correctly. Can we go to booters? No, bootsers. What is that, a booters prominent? Oh, hello. Hello, baby! Yeah, Hawks, I've seen those before, yeah. But Lego's such a nice alarm system. You know, Legos make good alarms, but I prefer the Home Alone solution. You put down some micro machines. Or the other Home Alone solution where you heat up the doorknob with a plumber's torch. If somebody tries to grab... You've seen these two Lego MOCs. Thank you for shortening the URL. Oh, no. No. Why are you showing me this? Ah. Yeah, it has to be Galoob. Ox. There's new micro. You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know, dude. Lego VAB. Let me see. Let me fuck. Oh, I kind of want that. Oh, no. I'm not going to... Guys, if we buy a house, I'm not going to be able to buy the... Ah! Oh, God, why did you link me this? Why? Why would you do this? Uh-huh. Oh, why would you do this to me? It's 1-to-1 to the Saturn V model. Frick you. Who the frick linked this? Oh, Leprod, you dick. Why would you do this? That is so freaking cool. I love it. I love it so much. The scale? Well, look at the beginning, guys. That was the Lego Saturn V. So it's to scale to the Saturn V model. Oh, why would you do that? Who would do this? Why would someone do this to another person? Oh, dude. There's a shuttle model too. That's so freaking cool. Oh my goodness. Look at the first page of pictures. Is that a Sea Dragon? No. Yep. Yeah, that's Sea Dragon. Kyle, how does one acquire this? Oh. Oh. Oh, this is all minifig scale. Oh, that's so damn cool. I don't want to know how much this costs. Oh, do the cranes work? Oh, it's got the processing bays in it. Back! Go back! This isn't a set you can buy, custom made for show. It's fine. Yeah, I agree, W. Guy even made it Ares 1. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Please, please. Back more? What am... There is a truck? Who is this person? This is excellent. Dude, Orbital Reef at... Oh, that's the set. That's a set, Predominant. That's... Merry Christmas, Harry. Happy Hanukkah, Marv. Oh, there's the HIF. Oh, that's so freaking cool. Various assembled bricks. That's awesome. Dude, that is so freaking cool. You know in Step Brothers when they're like, when Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly are like, man, can you imagine what we do with these things? Imagine what we do with these things when we were 15? Even better. We got them when we're 40. Yup. Like, oh, man. We just become best friends. Yup. Want to go do karate in the garage? Yup. Dude, the processing bays are there. Oh, that's so cool. There's the processing bays. These are supposed to process the various Saturn V stages and payloads. Then there's the transfer aisle. Oh, that is so freaking cool. And it has the cranes. It has the TA crane. Oh, man. See? See? Oh, my God. Oh, that is so legit. Oh, my gosh. Do the cranes work? I will straight, like, dude, we gotta buy this, right? And we gotta straight up automate it, and then we actually gotta put the damn thing together. That'd be so bad. Those look like Saturn V high bays. Yeah, see? High bay. There's high bay 3. There's high bay 1. There's high bay 2. And there's high bay 4. And then there's the transfer aisle. There's the mobile launcher crane. So that means it's a Saturn V. Homeboy even has the high bays in it. Dude, I would buy this just to teach people how the VAB works. Because it's fascinating. Oh, hey. Hey, beautiful. That's so freaking cool. Tax write-off. See, Jim, you understand me. Yep, there it is. That's how the VAB works. 4 high bays. Oh my goodness. Yep, there you go. There's your 4 high bays. That's how the VAB is together. There's your transfer aisle. Stages come in here and you build it out. Oh, that's so freaking cool, man. Right at the back, Saturn V shuttle SLS Saturn. Oh. That's that. Direct. Cool. Direct. Hell yeah, direct. Stick. Guys, stick. Stick. Stick rocket. No, it has 4. 2 on the front, 2 on the back. Block 1B. Next to the Saturn V. Sick. Yeah, that's... Is that an EUS? It is an EUS. This is impressive, dude. It's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, it's all minifig. That's really cool. Anyway, back to Starship footage. I can't look at that any longer, and I'll buy the damn thing. Or I'll buy all the pieces to make it. He made a version with 3 doors on each side. Don't tell me that. I followed him on Twitter for you. Why, Brimo? Hawks, yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe I'll do a thing on it. We could probably spend all the money on Legos for that, or we could completely restore Tough Enough. Pretty sure we should do the second one. Are people living on that site? In Airstream trailers, yeah. Temporary housing until they build something crazier. I'd rather just buy the PLA and then make my own 3D model of the VAB. Grid fins. Grid fins! Yeah, total staples. The Airstreams are mostly for the engineers when they come out from California. Temp housing. Yep. Argon. Redford. I think they're for 8, Jonathan, to be honest, but yeah. It's a diesel. You hear that? You hear the dang old diesel, boy? Airstreams are comfortable? Yeah, Airstreams are cool, man. Yeah, Lego, they're cool. Yeah. It's a very... Wait, do you guys not have Airstreams over there? Airstreams are sick, dude. Yeah. A nice Redford. Yep. Like it's a type of caravan. Like, that's what you guys would call it. It's a caravan. We call them just campers. They're Airstream campers. But, yeah. You don't have those over there? No way. You have to have Airstreams. You don't have Airstreams? Come on. Why don't they build some permanent housing at this point? I think they are, Driados, just not at the launch site. We have our own companies, not them. Dude. Look. Airstreams are really cool. So, Airstream... Here, check it out. That's the inside. Am I right? That your new house? No. I mean, Brimo and I probably could put an offer on one of these, but yeah. And here, check this out. Want to see something cool? The mobile quarantine facility that the NASA astronauts coming back from the moon had to go inside. Right there. There's the MQF. Look closely. It is very, 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 very relevant to this conversation. Yep, it's an Airstream. It's an Airstream that they converted. Yep. Why is there a chocolate ball on the roof? That's a probe from behind it, Frild. That is a Soviet Venera probe. It's a probe that's designed to go to Venus. 4 AC units seems excessive. Considering they were locked in there, that's fine. It's air filtration systems too, Magellan. The mobile quarantine facility, they took the Apollo astronauts and put them in there because they didn't know if they were going to get sick coming back from the moon. So they had to spend a couple of weeks in here. Yeah, something like that. I forget for how long. I think it was a week or two. Yeah, they didn't know if they were going to catch something bad on the moon. How are you supposed to know? Vega, not Venera. You sure about that? Yeah, the MQF is based off of those Airstream trailers. It's cool. Also, here. Also, here, check this out, look. NASA used Airstreams for the longest time to move astronauts to the pad from the shuttle, for the shuttle program. This is how campers look like in Europe in general. See, you could have that, or you could have that. Just putting it out there. You could have that, I guess, if you want. Or you could have an Airstream. Or you could go to the pad. If you're flying on Starliner, you could go to the pad in this. The one from Stripes. Yeah, the one from Stripes. What's that? Yeah. You guys have fun with your caravans. They look like a lot of fun. I'll take mine. I'll take mine, man. Those caravans, there's nothing wrong with them. They look great. I'll take my Airstream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh. The Air Force has 2 modified Gulfstreams they use in C-17s. They call them silver bullets for DV transportation. Cool. Interesting, Staples. That's cool. Oh, looks like they're unbolting the hold down points there, failures. I'll take yours and live in it. Do Airstreams have toilets and showers? It's a caravan, dude. Yeah, of course. The one that NASA uses, the Astrovan, that's an RV. That, yeah, you don't need to tow it with anything. You just tow the whole thing. See, we do camping over here a little bit different than you guys, all right? What we usually do, so there's 2 types. It's the one that you could tow behind the car or truck. It's most likely going to be a truck over here because long distances, right? We have that. Or you have a 5th wheel camper, in which case you have a pickup truck with a trailer hitch in the bed, right? And you're pulling a caravan that's the size of a semi-truck trailer behind you. Or you just make it all one thing into a big RV, which is basically a semi-truck and a caravan combined into one vehicle. And then you tow your car behind it. That's what we do. That's only really rich people do that, though. Show pics of what they look like. All right. So there's stuff like this. A lot of people have these 5th wheels. You take a pickup truck and you put a trailer hitch, a semi-truck trailer hitch in the bed, or a gooseneck or something like that. See? You're dealing on a 5th wheel right now. There you go. Or people go full RV. People go full RV and they do something like that, which is hardcore, man. Yeah, you just bring the trailer for you. Put your cars in the trailer, and then you just tow the whole damn thing, dude. Yeah, or you buy a Winnebago and you do that. I think these guys are from New Mexico or something. I think they're from New Mexico, I think. I know about the gooseneck bug trailer salary. That's cool. Yeah. I think they were some kind of chef or something, like Iron Chef. Maybe they're like Gordon Ramsay, they cook or whatever. I don't know. I can't, I don't know why you'd want to go cooking on a camping trip. Like, it's very strange. They had a very short menu. Like a taco truck. You know, they only serve tacos. Look at this booster. Look at this booster. That's nice. Yeah, for Windows, Brand. Yeah, that's what that show is about. Selling windows. I sell window panes and window pane accessories. Look at all these little things. So busy now. It's like a little ballet. That is a big freaking rocket. Holy bazookas. I sell window panes and propane. That's cool, man. Is that a big freaking rocket? Something like that. What's Mike Judge doing nowadays? Remaking King of the Hill, Foz, actually. Oh, oh. I'd rather methane. Methane and methane accessories, boy, I tell you what. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? There's 2 of those. Can we just back it up for a second and just note the guy on the wind turbine access vehicle? Just note, see, they're right there. Note the guy right there, and then there's one, and then you know what? There's another one right next to it, and then there's that right there. Just what do we say if people want? What do we say to people who want their steak well done? Well, we ask them politely but firmly to leave. He wanted a picture of a hot dog.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Moving the chopsticks around. Whoa! I'm gonna guess they're moving the Liebherr crane into position to put the booster up on there. But wait a minute. Didn't... hold on, mute that for a second. Didn't... Oh, frick. I was gonna say, weren't they gonna put that on like the Lego Can Crusher or something? Huh. Booster 7 is on the mount now, Tesla. Alright, I got you. Okay, guys. Let me go check something. Hold on. Okay. Wonder why they haven't tried to lift the booster with the sticks yet. Yeah, I'm interested as to why, but yeah, I'm wondering that too. I'm not sure. Okay. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta do some house stuff. I was kind of jonesing to play a game here until we play GTA, but yeah, I'm gonna go figure this stuff out, okay? Because you gotta be careful with it. You gotta be quick. So, fellas, that's gonna be the end of Space News, and there's gonna be no mid-hour segment, but I will be back at 11 for
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I'll be back at 11 for Hunt the Streamer, okay? So, yeah, let's go see if we can get this offer, and we'll see where it takes us. You know, like I said, I'm not getting my hopes up, you know? Do it, house buying better than stream. Prem, I thought you were saying, I thought that was going to be like, when are you going to do a house buying stream? Like, okay, so I'll be back for Hunt the Streamer, guys, and we'll go from there. Let's see who we can raid in the meantime. Okie dokie. Well, that too, yeah, right. I want to raid Racing Pro. It looks like Racing Pro's on break. Haas is streaming some Dorifto with, I think he's with Micah. Oh, that's cool. Right on. Here. Good luck. Thanks. You hunt the house, we'll hunt the streamer. Sounds good. Go see what my buddy Haas is up to. Looks like they're racing. It looks like that's some Long Beach Formula Drifto. Go see what they're up to, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you.